invite you if you wanted to show up.
Okay.
You already heard it, but that makes it even better.
Okay, let's elaborate.
I know everything. They think I know everything because I have something to say about everything.
Back, it has been what, 3 years?
3 years. Because it's a lot of people that want to hear these influences of mine, that miss that type of music, but I can convey it in another way to make the younger ones be like questioning, like, okay, he's older, he's been through some things, you know.
I am Diamond B. Frazier, and this is
Fat Handsome.
What has happened in your career over 3 years? Where are you at today?
Well, today I'm now producing, engineering, perfecting that type of craft. I took a break from actually recording.
What made you take the step behind being in the limelight?
I had a death that was very close to me. He was like my biggest supporter. That kind of like made me fall back. Not really question myself, but question the direction of music in general.
That makes sense. Let's get a little refresher. Okay. I'm just gonna give you 3 statements and you tell me if they're true about you.
Okay.
If they're not true, tell me why. If they are, just elaborate a little bit.
Okay.
Some people describe me as a know-it-all. Is that true?
That's true.
Why do you feel like you just know everything?
I don't feel like I know everything. They think I know everything because I have something to say about everything. You know, I have an opinion on most things.
Are you a agree to disagree type, or you stand firm in what you believe? And
to an extent.
Okay.
At a point, I will agree to disagree. I don't like to argue. So at the end of the day, I'll let it go.
At the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, I know. As long as I know, I'm good.
Most people won't admit it, but I am materialistic.
False.
What's your take on what materialistic is?
Like going for the name brands, I have to have the newest this, the newest that, or you know what I mean? Just the things that I have, I cherish more than the times that I can have, I guess.
Okay.
If I can find something that looks nice, it doesn't have to be the best thing ever that I'm going to wear. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the most expensive thing. I'm not into spending a whole lot of money on materialistic things.
Okay.
Yeah.
When dating someone, I take things slow.
I take it as slow as I possibly can. It just depends on how I feel about the person.
What does that mean as you can? Do you not have control? Are you typically giving ultimatums like, all right, look, it's been a couple weeks now?
No, I don't think it's that. I just think it's just how I'm drawn to the person, pretty much, yeah.
So you'll move quick and you on your own try to pump the brakes.
Right, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. We're just gonna go down memory lane and revisit some and just see if your perspective on things are the same or how have you grown since then.
Oh.
I don't F with N-words no more. I can't be but so loyal and I'm only gonna compromise so much. You still have those feelings?
I do. I still have that feeling. Loyalty for me is just knowing that we have an understanding. We stand on the same principles. I can call you. You don't always have to answer. You don't always have to say, yes, I can, or, you know what I mean? Just being real with me, pretty much. Loyalty is not running off to the other side and running and telling something I told you to somebody else that has nothing to do with them. It might have something to do with me. Don't tell my business, I'm going to tell yours.
And so is your loyalty contingent upon someone being loyal to you?
No.
That's what the tweet said.
No.
Okay.
Not necessarily true, nah.
Okay.
I think I feel different in that regard because I know people go through things. It doesn't mean that you're not loyal to me, I guess. It just means that you might not be in a place to even realize that you're not being loyal.
Do you communicate that you have an issue with people, or do you typically just fall back?
It depends on how close we are, because if we're close, if we're super close, I'll let you know. You know what I mean? And I'll say it in a joking way. You know what I mean? I don't want to come off. I don't ever want to come off like I really feel some type of way. I'm in my feelings. I'll let you know what you did. You know what I mean? Like you weren't there. Why didn't they call me? Or X, Y, Z. You know what I mean?
But in a joking way, is it taken seriously?
Sometimes, if I say it more than a lot, they're like, you always say that, or you always, because it's true.
It's crazy how one female can F it up for the rest.
I mean, I think that's still true to today.
How did your mindset change?
As an adult, we all make mistakes. You know, you can't hold that against everybody. Everybody's not the same.
B words will leave you broke. Money or love, which one do you believe in? Do you have to choose?
No.
Okay.
Nah, this day and age, you don't have to choose.
And I should have never F'd her. So let me...
What?
Women or people in general have this false stereotype or idea that men will just penetrate any and everybody. But this tweet seems like you are mindful on who you
lay down with.
Exactly.
Yeah, I am. I've always been that way, I think.
What's the determination factor? Meaning, outside of the physicality? Does it have to be someone that you're in a committed relationship with?
Or somebody, I mean, or I can see myself being with, in a sense.
Okay.
It's not just something that I'm trying to just do just for fun. I mean, it's supposed to be fun, I guess, but I mean, at the same time, you just got to be mindful. You know, those feelings transfer.
What's an example of having sex with the wrong person?
The repercussions being though, unwanted pregnancy can happen. You know, you barely know this person, especially if you barely know the person. Let's say that the sexually transmitted diseases that are out here. You know, you got to be very careful. You really want to get to know somebody before you just hop in the sack with them.
The pregnancy and STD aside, how does it affect you having sex with a woman?
I mean, I think spiritually it affects you. I think it does. I think, you know, it can change. It can be drained.
That makes sense. All right, cool. So we're gonna get into with it or quit it, and I'm just gonna give you some statements. You know, you tell me whether you with it, that mean you agree. Quit it mean you don't agree, and then you just tell us why. Satan rules the world.
Yeah, I'm with that in a sense because just look at the world around us right now. It seems like the devil is really running right. It's got a hold on our community and culture as a whole. People got to find their way back to some type of spiritual beings. You know what I mean?
Some people view Satan as a fictional character, some a spiritual being, some an energy. How would you describe Satan to someone?
I would say all three, honestly.
Okay.
It can be somebody, just a normal person, but they got a devil inside of them. It's just a bad. I feel like the devil is something just bad. Bad. Anything bad is the devil. You know what I mean?
That's what the old folks say.
That's the devil. Yeah.
The way my father treated my mother is how I treat women.
I'm with it. The way my dad treated my mom, he even when they weren't together, he still treated her with respect. You know. And even when she wasn't at her best, he still treated her with respect. You know what I mean? Even in regards to her and I. Even when she wasn't the best towards me, he still didn't disrespect her. He just wanted her to get right for me.
You've always respected women. Always is a strong word.
Look, even from the tweets, I mean, certain words may have been used that weren't respectful. But in a whole sense, I was very respectful. Well, I've always been respectful of women.
But what does it mean to respect a woman?
Respecting their beliefs. I mean, understanding that they're human too, that they should be treated equally in all cases.
Are women the prize, or are men the prize?
I think they're both. They both the prize.
Okay.
Because you get things from both of them. You know what I mean? You can learn things from a male. You can learn things from a female that you can't necessarily learn from that same sex.
How has the idea of women being the prize affected how modern day women are?
It makes them seem as though they're more superior. You put women on a pedestal on social media for some reason. I don't understand it, but we do. And some women deserve that pedestal, but you also have to be careful on how you do it.
All right, next one. Being gay is a choice.
I quit it.
Where did you get this idea from?
That they're born this way. Because I don't know of any men personally that I can say I chose to be gay. I've never heard that from any male that I know that is gay.
All right, and drugs and alcohol have hindered me in life.
I agree.
When did you start, or how were you introduced to drugs and or alcohol?
A young teenager, and I mean, even I guess if we're talking drugs and we saying marijuana. For the most part, for me, you know, I haven't really dabbled in too much of anything else. So marijuana for sure. I caught my first and only charge because of marijuana. I can say that hindered me for a second, but I didn't let it stop me. Those habits, these habits that we form, not trying to understand how they become a habit. You know what I mean? Because initially it might be something fun to do, and then you start becoming dependent on certain things.
So for you, did it start off recreational?
For sure.
Was it ever a point where it was to mask pain or it was solely recreational?
I can say during COVID, when I lost my best friend, it became something that I was dependent upon.
Losing someone so close, and a lot of us have lost people in recent time and still every day. What advice do you give to someone on how to cope with that, or how are you coping with it?
You gotta talk to somebody. You gotta try to remember those good times and understand that it's gonna be okay. Understand that they're not in pain anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're not here. We're here. So we gotta learn to live with with them not being here, but also knowing that they would want us to continue to move forward.
Absolutely. Physical discipline is a necessity when raising children.
I'm with that.
How do you feel about new age, like what they call it, gentle parenting?
Initially, you have to just teach. You have to talk. You have to teach. Talking is key initially. But once they get to a certain age and they just...
It's like, I'm going to say it, but so many times.
So many times. You got to put a firm hand down at a certain point.
Did you get whoopings growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Not all. It wasn't abuse, but it was... I was a wild boy, so for sure. Yeah,
and do you feel like it worked?
Yeah, it worked. It worked to a degree. Those whoopings worked. Being on punishment never worked. Being put on restriction, home restriction, things like that, no phone, TV, things like that never worked.
Why not? Did you not really care about those things?
It got to a certain point where I was like, I'm gonna do what I want anyway. And that's just being honest. I just felt like I'm grown. I can do what I want. I'm 16. I can do whatever I want. That's not stopping me, because at that point, I'm not getting beatings anymore. You know what I mean? 15, 16, I'm not getting beatings.
So did the punishment not work because you didn't actually follow up?
Well, I did. Well, at a young age, I did.
Okay.
At a young age, I did, and then it got to a certain point where I'm like, I'm leaving, man.
You would tell me I can't go nowhere, but I'm going to go.
I'm going.
Are you currently a parent?
No, I'm not a parent.
You're not a parent.
I am not a parent.
You sound a little bit excited. If you have children, would you have grace with them knowing, how you were at 16, 17?
With mine? Nah, I probably wouldn't.
You ain't gonna be understanding, huh?
Nah.
One last one, because I heard this the other day. I asked this guy, I was like, where do you feel like humans originate, right? His mind didn't go spiritual. He said from apes.
Oh, okay.
Where do you feel like humans originate?
I definitely think we're products of God,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's as deep as I can go with it.
No, I feel you. I was like,
But they know apes.
I was like, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, what about God? You're like, oh yeah. So like maybe it's other people that think like that.
Nah, I don't think like that one.
Let's get into the project.
Okay.
So in the beginning, you let us know that you kind of dial back from being the one in the booth.
Yeah.
How did you get back to being the one in the booth?
Wow. I wrote a song for my brother, my best friend that passed away. I wrote a song for him that got me back in the booth. I just couldn't help myself. It's like I wrote it. It was so therapeutic. I was like, I'm sure he's looking down like, yo, you better record this.
Mm-hmm.
Stop playing, get back in there and record. So that's what did it for me.
Let's get into the music. So All Yours is the first one I heard. Child, I was like, oh, I'm glad my grandma not there. And my granddad, I'm like, hold on, what? It was a nice song.
It was wild.
It was nice. It was nice to have the female, male. I like that combination. So I don't even know if I should ask what's the inspiration, because
the song itself kind of.
It tells you duh.
Yeah.
What compelled you to make that song? After coming from the booth, making a nice song for your brother, you just decided to go right into that. How did that happen?
Said, oh, we going gushy, pretty little pussy.
Well, okay, so the thing about that song, I produced that. I produced the whole album. I was working with the singer. We were doing tracks for other artists. We wrote it for another artist. The artist took too long to get back to us, and I was like, you know what, I'm keeping it for myself. I kind of like it. So I decided to put a verse on it. We were talking, we was like, maybe we should, the girl, she's like, I don't really represent myself that way, so I don't want to put it out as me. I found another female rapper that could do it, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the artist that you wrote it for, did they ask you, hey, this is the type of song I want?
They asked for some writing done, so we did some hooks and some beats and sent them over, and they weren't very professional, so we just kind of dialed back on that.
From a business aspect, do you have your business in order?
I think I do. It mainly being me, taking care of everything. I would say I have it in order as much as I possibly can on my own.
Blessed with the Game was the one after that.
I'm blessed when I'm with my guys. We don't get up often, and and it was really a play on things that happened in our past. We spoke on things that just happened in our childhood. We get to a certain place where we felt like we were blessed with the game.
So these aren't the disloyal ones.
No. These are the ones that are still around, but everybody has families now.
Does that make you feel left out?
Nah, not at all.
You good, everybody living their life.
I'm happy for them.
I hear that. All right, Franz. So in the song Fraud, something that you mentioned several times is go hard. And it wasn't from a hustle sense. It was like, yeah, like I go hard type thing. What exactly does that mean? And why is it important to let people know?
To not be played with. Because I am so nice and humble, and I don't speak on a lot of violence in my music. Just to remind you, like, I go hard. Don't play with me at the end of the day. I'm very non-violent, but I'm also not one to play with.
As a black man, do you feel like you have to come across as intimidating in order for people not to play?
That me personally?
Yeah.
No, I don't feel like I have to.
Okay. At this stage in life, where it's always been that way, like you didn't have to kind of puff up your chest and kind of prove yourself.
In my life, never. But I think it's different when it comes to doing music. They really expect you to have this macho persona, and that's really not even me. So
yeah.
I kind of gotta say it every now and again, like I am him.
I'm him. Okay, going all in. One of the lines was, "N-words want me dead in a coffin." It hurt my heart to hear that. Was that just going along with the song?
I mean,
or do you feel like people are really having it out?
It's not necessarily me.
Okay.
It's a representation of, in general, the jealousy. Mm-hmm. I think it's a jealousy thing. You got people that are jealous for you and they don't even know you. They see that you're doing this and you're doing that, and they may feel like, oh, I should be doing that. That should be me. Mm-hmm. And they'd rather you be dead. They'll applaud if you're dead, and instead of supporting you while you're here or asking how you can help them become better at what they're doing.
So it wasn't a sense of like a targeted attack. It's like, I'm hating from the sidelines. God forbid if something was to happen, I ain't gonna be mad at it.
For sure.
Okay, that's a little bit more comforting.
Yeah.
I can deal with the hater. I can deal with the hater. If I should die, is the next one. Been so close to death, I can taste it. When were you so close to death, and why do you feel like that? Was that?
It's when I say that, just being around it.
Okay.
Just being. It's been. I've lost maybe a good 7-8 people in the last 2 years.
Okay.
So maybe more. Honestly, maybe my number may be off. I sat there and watched my grandmother pass over the summer. Just we all sat there and we watched her take her last breath. So I'm so close to it.
I'm sorry for your
loss,
of course.
I appreciate it.
Let's talk about it is the one after that. The problem is we don't talk about it, and what you said earlier in the interview is something really important, that a lot of us go through things and we have to make sure that we're communicating to others.
Yeah.
How have you done in life communicating, again, as a man? Because I know a lot of times you all are taught to suppress your feelings because that's too girly, that's feminine, shut up. How are you able to navigate that?
I might not be able to express it right then and there when I feel it. I might need to take a little bit of time before I say anything, because I don't want it to come out any kind of way. Just talking to people that really know me and understand me and can understand where I'm coming from, that helps a lot. You take the route I take, which is just writing. I mean, it don't have to be a song. You just write down how you feel. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Come back a couple days later, look at it, see how you felt, and see if you feel any different. Also, I haven't done it, but and I want to. They say get a therapist. Yeah. You know, that's something that people tell me I should do all the time. So I would say that might be a good route. I can't say for sure because I haven't done it, but I don't think that's a bad idea.
Speaking of getting it out, getting it down on paper and talking, do you have a relationship with God?
Yeah, for sure.
How would you describe God to someone? Just like you were able to describe Satan, what is that?
I would say when you see that sunrise every day, when you see that moon rise every night, you know what I mean? That's God. When you see these animals that you can't explain, that's God. I mean, a newborn baby, that's God. God is love, if you ask me. It's a feeling of when you're doing good for somebody else, and you don't have to put it on Front Street. You're not looking for anything in return. You're doing out of the kindness of your heart. That's God, in my opinion.
Which one is true for you?
Okay.
I am God, I am a God, or God is within me.
God is within me.
Today's time, everybody's a God.
Yeah.
So. Lost ones. And I did speak about your father, and you said that you're missing your father. Your father passed. Mm-hmm. How long ago did your father pass?
January 2010. I was 21 right when he passed. So yeah, I was just breaking into adulthood. So I feel like I needed him a lot. even still right now, I feel like I need him alive, but he's not here. So, you know, I look to my brothers.
And do you have any uncles at all?
Yeah, for sure.
Are they uncles that it would be in your best interest to look to?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the best role models I can have.
Oh, your uncle.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
What's something that your father taught you that you still make sure that you abide by today?
Keep going hard. Keep striving. Don't stop. Keep trying to level up. And that looks different for a lot of people. But it's just, and I'm not saying financially or social status. I mean, just even in spirit. You know, just continue to grow.
That's good. That's important. All right, monetize, traumatize. What would you like to see in Black media?
In Black media, I would love to just see more positivity, less drama. Let's not push the drama. Let's not push the feuding. Not push the negative narratives. Let's show the kid that just scored outstanding on his benchmark testing or something. You know what I mean? The kid that just got the scholarship. Let's put him on Front Street.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would you watch a show that has no drama?
Yeah. Whoa, hold up. Yeah, I would.
No,
I think I do. I watch some TV shows. Not necessarily
name a
drama.
show with no drama.
Oh, Daddy, you got drama. I was there because one day.
Would you be entertained?
You can be.
Would you be entertained with no drama?
Yeah, if it's comedy, I guess. I can laugh. I like laughing, so yeah.
With that being said, these are still forms of media.
Yeah.
So these media outlets, they know you're going to keep coming back
For sure.
for the drama. You want to know what's next. You want to know who died, who got killed.
Right.
And this is all like a big reality TV show because when someone died, it ain't hitting you hard like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, so-and-so got killed. There are certain, people, but for the most part, it's like you just go send it to somebody, guess what happened. And so it's something to talk about.
True.
And then you yourself, admittedly so, just like a lot of people, you're not going to be tuned in if it's not like some sort of plot or some twist or some drama or...
Well, I would say, I'm not saying it doesn't have to be, it has to like have no drama. Because that's everyday life. There is drama in everyday life and people do tune in for that. So, but I'm saying on top, as much as we promote the negative, let's promote the positive as well.
Okay. So just a balance.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you the type that will watch fights online? Not boxing.
Right.
The girl getting dragged at the McDonald's,
The one
getting beat
another
up.
day.
That's what I'm saying. Is that the stuff? Does that interest you?
I wouldn't say it interests me, but it was crazy to see. I definitely
Did you watch it a couple times? That's what I'm saying. So when people, just like in music, when people say, this is what the people want, this is what the people want, clearly it's what the people want.
Yeah.
So then how do you change what it is that people want? Or people just like pain, drama, agony?
It's hard. That's hard. That's a good question, and it's hard. I don't know how you would change that. Mm-hmm. I think we've become accustomed to certain things.
So when you wrote this project, because of a lot of things that you've experienced and you went through, this was very therapeutic for you.
Sure. Yeah.
And the idea, I'm assuming, you're putting it out for self first, like just to release. But as the consumer, I'm expected to relate to.
In one way, I would. Let's say for sure, it started off very personal. It was very just for me, and then it just became something else. I would want people to just take, even if it's a line here, a line there, just something that they can feel, something they can understand. You know what I mean? And that they can use in their own life, like that. I felt that. I feel this way, or I felt this way. I overcame this.
I think misery loves company, honestly. All right, you do have other songs on here, and I have a favorite of mine, but I'm not going to tell you what the favorite is. I want you to tell me what your favorite is. I want to see if we have the same one. If I only had, my set was 3 minutes, 4 minutes, I want this song. What would you do?
It would probably be. That's a tough one. I would think it might be Lost Ones.
Okay.
It might be Lost Ones.
Okay.
Honestly.
I didn't pick that one.
No.
That's okay.
And
I think Everyday Struggle.
Okay.
That was actually my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, make it through the day. Yep.
Yeah.
I got you. Yep.
Yeah, it's like, just keeping you going. It was a nice balance, like sonically.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was
Everybody that's heard it so far tends to like that one. I love it too. I think it's a great way to end the project. But I appreciate you liking that one. Yeah. But I think if I had one that I could perform, it'd probably be Lost Ones.
Okay.
For some, I don't know why, but yeah.
But that's resonates.
Yeah.
But what do you have coming up? And if you have nothing coming up,
I
it's
have
okay.
nothing coming up. Nah, I don't lie.
Your birthday.
My birthday. So we got a listening session coming up for the project. You're more than welcome to come. Wanted to extend an invite to you if you wanted to show up.
Okay.
You already heard it, but that makes it even better.
I mean, hey.
I'm doing some writing for some soundtracks for some independent films. I'm doing some writing. Yeah, not too much.
That's a lot.
A couple artists coming out with some production I did for them. And they're releasing this month, next month. So yeah.
Exactly. How can we better support you? Just us as consumers and fans.
Just go stream. That's all I ask.
Okay.
Just go stream. Go stream it if you like it. If you don't like it, cool. But if you like it, stream it.
Leave us with some words of encouragement. You did a lot of it, but I'm gonna ask you for something else. Tell me with some words of encouragement.
Don't let nobody stop your show, your grind. You know, there's gonna be a lot of things out there that's going to get in the way or become a roadblock. Don't let it. You can always maneuver and figure something out. You know.
Plan A don't work. Try plan B, but keep the same vision.
Keep C. Do it. Play C, D, E, F, and G too if you can, because you never know what may happen.
Sounds good. Well, I'm Dr. D. Frazier. This is
Fat Handsome.
And you're tuned into the Kickback DMV. Peace.